Hi everybody, welcome back to Rustic Gear Season 4, Episode 58 with me, Sid. I am in the Son of Atlas silo, because I really can't call it a Minuteman, I really can't call it an Atlas, I can't call it a Titan. It's a missile. Where we've got lights, we've got a circular top there. That lid needs to be turned into a big opening lid. I was going to try and curve that lid there, but I've decided that is way more work than I want to do. So we've got going all the way down the sections here. I've also added doors. These are not perfect. I still need to put a bind, an edge around them, but you know, and they kind of, well, that moves 3 voxels forward when you open it. I'm using the Coke oven door sound for the opening and closing. And if we come down here, we can step into this area. You can see we've got a lovely thing, and we've got smoke because I have, well, apart from doing this, which is the I mentioned that these missile silos have this kind of wedge to divert the blast to the sides. I'm not sure whether that would actually be that way to divert it away from the door, but how much detail. Things I put the pistons in on these so they can lift up when it's launching, and we've got the rocket cones, and those rocket cones are actually decorative chimneys, so that gives you a little bit of smoke. It's not perfect because they're at the bottom and therefore the smoke is kind of pooling, but you know what, it's a little bit of ambience. And then down here we're just we're in the realms of that. Now I need to work out quite a lot of positioning, because from in here, this needs to go to a stairwell, which will be a wire stairwell. Will go down, possibly up and have a kind of a vault door on the top. And then we'll have a similar pipe going off that way, which will allow me to do a second one of these should I decide to. I may or may not. It all depends. This went through so much paint, and I haven't even done this inner section yet, and there's detailing galore to put in here. There'll be detailing, will be a project, to put it this way. But what I do need to do is from here I need to go down, and then I need to go over to my evil lair base and get the control room, which will then connect up to where are we? It will connect up to this area over here. Now this will be blocked off and turned in. The cells will just be cells. This will go over that way, which will then go up and kind of join up to there. There'll be a vault for my valuables and all the good things. I've already traded with you. I don't want to trade. Get me out. Just true. Survival goods. What you got? Nothing I want. So there's a lot of digging, a lot of chiseling, a lot of painting, which requires a lot of berries, and berries I don't rightly have. I'm not buying cheese today, even though you've got 2. I'm actually after the last piece of Forlorn Hope armour, and then I may actually embark upon a quest to repair it. However, winter is a miserable time to build in an area where the temperatures are up there getting up towards -10, even with my winter woolies on. So the UFO grows. Folks been on daily adding to that thing, and again I think we're both kind of hitting a bit of a brick wall in terms of in terms of the berries and pallets, we're going through them at a rate of knots. So that is definitely more of an issue than things. I'm just going to change back into what boots have you got on? Oh, that'll do me. Let me go down there. Yeah, there we go. We'll go in. Well, not where my winter wool is at the moment. I do want some woolen trousers as well, but I've not found any. What I would like to do today is just head south. You know, when it's winter, let's go and have a look in the south. Now, south has got areas to explore. It's obviously warmer. And there might be some ruins that we can play with. I've certainly been down and explored a little bit down that area. And I think I'd just like to... Winter activities need to be get away from the cold. So I'm going to head down to the way station. And we're going to have another little adventure, I think, today. I definitely need to do something. I need a break from the chisel. QP's been on pretty much daily, and he's been developing a lot. So yeah, he's building a tower at the moment. I don't think he hasn't figured out what he's going to do with said tower, but it's going to be a tower. And he's only, to the best of my knowledge, he's only actually built one, maybe two more toilets recently, so that's always a bonus. I do have something I want to try and play with as well, but I want to experiment with that in Creative World first, because well, let's just say it could be an abject failure, and it could be something quite horrific. So, and almost certainly will be cursed. And yeah, let me head south. I will see you when we get down there, and back in a moment. All right, welcome to the wet south, but it is 35 degrees. Now, down in the south, one of the things I did do is I came down and I planted a whole load of trees. So a few of them have not made it. What I'm hoping is that some of these fruit trees will actually vernalise if it gets cold enough. But yeah, we've got a good old bunch of trees down here. We have got areas. I think I'm going to just head further south. That is, we've seen that ruin before, I think. I mean, I could go and do it. I've done it before. I'm not sure whether I've done it on camera before. That's a stair ruin over there, and I have been out this way quite a wee bit. There's a library there. Not sure whether I really fancy going for a library on my own. Not entirely sure what that one is. So yeah, we've been around up here a lot looking for stuff, but we haven't really gone this way. So I think we'll head south, and we will see what's what. I've got a marker on the map, so that's all good. I can find my way back easy enough, and as per, I will. Okay, random. I will not use my angel belt to do the initial exploration. It's kind of a thing I'm actually considering. And we're starting to discuss, and this is early doors, so this is no point of. This is not a case of season 5 is on the horizon, but we are starting to discuss season 5 in chat, and I'm kind of playing around with a few personal ideas on what I think would be interesting. I shall leave you undisturbed. Well, obviously disturbed, but unlooted, shall we say. And I'll mark it and mark it as done. So yeah, I'm starting to look at mods and a direction of mods to try and change up this a little bit. And one of the mods that I am going to suggest that we drop entirely is the Angel Bell, because it's overpowered, and it is overpowered. I don't think anybody would argue with that. And this season we've really, well, I think there's only really me who's managed to get one, which in itself kind of, you know, makes the dubiousness of it. Now what I am more in favour of is more natural modes of transport, so the canoe mod, for example, that I'm running in Nomad would be a better. We'll get rivers, we'll make it, I'd like to put the emphasis more on survival and change a little bit of direction of travel a little bit. So butchery mod, there's quite a few mods that I'd like to suggest. So as we move forward, I'll probably personally put together what I suppose my dream team pack, and then I'll share that with the rest of the gears, and we'll see what happens. But I mean, the boogie board probably shouldn't be a thing, just because it is so OP. It is seriously so OP. But at least we can explore and have a look down in the south where it's warm and where we can hopefully, that's just a tree, find something interesting. Let's go and have a look what we've got over here. We're starting to see, we got, obviously in the good tropical south, we've got really nice things. This is too hot actually for a lot of crops, so finding that sweet spots again to come in and farm a little bit more tricky down here. Never just as simple as get south and grow stuff, unfortunately. But well, oh, that's a thing. I might if I don't know, let me head over this way. I'll be back in a second. Alright, this is interesting. Someone has been here. That is someone's tent bag location. They've got a very interesting way of marking out their tent. And that is somebody's buggy board, clearly. So the question is, has this been done? Has this been raided? I'm not sure entirely. I mean, this is basically the mine tower, shaft tower. You can't even see the bottom, look. That scares the crap out of me, to be honest. If that falls through bedrock, that would be terrifying. But at least we can go up the top, because there might be something up. This is a beautiful build, by the way. This is I think this is just an extension of one of St. Adrian's build. I mean, was there anything in the middle there? I genuinely don't know. But so I'm going to mark this as, I'll mark it in amber actually, because I don't know whether it's been done or not. There's definitely somebody been here. And I don't know, there's a ruin there, so that's a ruin. There is something here, and I think it's going to be a ruin, so we can head off that way. That one, that's the church actually. That's probably a good one to check. If somebody's been down here looting, then the church is one that most people know. It's secrets by now. We've had a couple of, obviously with the two we've got up at spawn. It's no, I don't think it's a surprise to anybody that there's a thing underneath it. So if that has been opened up and looted, then we know we probably need to go further afield. But let's go and have a look at that, and then we'll have a look at that other big one out in the desert. And you know, I've got to say this, I love just getting out and about in this game. I mean, I've always loved it in Minecraft. Obviously, you know, that I've done several Nomad series in Minecraft. I've done obviously the Life in the Woods and Life Alone in the Woods Renaissance, Life After the Woods, which was my own pack, and now of course we're doing the Homestead in the Woods, which is trying to play on that a little bit, but again, I'm not entirely sure. I think trying to think, I don't even think the first episode is out for that yet. That's at the time of recording, that's the Sunday coming, so there's something there as well. Look, there's a ruin there. Why does it? I wish it didn't. I wish you could do that, and then even regardless it would do the colour. But there is something very and deeply satisfying with just pottering around in the dark. Now I will get myself a bit closer, sleep the night away, and I will see you in the morning. Okay, we are in a target-rich environment down here. I really need some people on with me. I want to do some of these rooms as a group again. The good news is that I think Cricket Brit should be getting back on shortly. She has moved, and obviously anybody who knows anything, it doesn't look like it's been raided. No, it hasn't. Anybody who knows anything about moving, it is one of the most stressful things you'll ever do in your life. It's certainly not something you take lightly, ever. But yeah, so we should be getting, we should be getting more people back on. And the other thing I'm hoping to do is, we're in winter now in January. One of the big old issues with I'll take the shirt. We all like clothes. Right, yeah, and this is how you know it's not been looted, because nobody's been down here. Right, I don't think I should have any significant problems. He says. That one looks a bit more. Oh, jeez. Maybe I will. Alright, that was a bit more trouble than I wanted. Let me just eat that quickly. Get rid of you. Definitely get rid of you. I'm not entirely sure what the one in the other side is. We've got a bit more clothes. Forlorn Hope sash, Forlorn Hope belt, and a Forgotten Noble mask, a scroll. Oh, a bit of vintage beef, that'll come in handy. Whole load of gubbins should you want it. Rockwalker leggings. I'm always trying to collect the Rockwalker set, and I've never actually managed to do it yet. Omok piece. Well, that's worth a little bit. I'm not worried about the lead ones. You can smelt those down for gold, so always happy to find an Omok piece or 5. We've got a fancy headdress. We've definitely got one of those. I'll take that because I can wear it out. Alchemist shirt, tattered linen shirt, dirty linen. I'm actually not that worried about dirty linen trousers. Plain linen saddle basket. That's. So. Now, what are you? You look. corrupts. Yeah, I don't really want to be meleeing them if I can avoid it. Slightly collapsed chest with a prince's waistband. I'm not worried about you. Jonas sub-assembly. I've got more of those than I probably know what to do with, but... Lackey breeches. Scribe tunic. Not much else. Nothing really in there. I suppose I should do these corrupts because there's... That was tainted actually, okay. Don't mind if I do. Temporal gear, always welcome. Yeah, that auto loot mod, one of my favourites. Nothing much there. Again, I could take a lot of this. I'm not going to. I'm going to have to get my tent bag out anyway. Similarly, I've got more of those. And these, I wouldn't mind though. Those are always welcome. What can I get rid of? Anything? There must be something. Yeah, that. Damn it. And we can get rid of the flax. We can get rid of the flax. Right. Oh, hang on. Glowy things, always welcome as well. We've got a glowy... Yeah, we got glowy stuff. Like those. I'm not bothered about altars. Anything here? Survivor shirt. I've probably got one of those because they're not overly rare. Wouldn't mind that. Also wouldn't mind that. But what can we get? I've definitely got an artisan scarf. Actually, let's be clever about this. Let's take the tattered linen shirt, turn... Oh, we get bandages, okay. Anything else here that I don't want in and around the place? I wouldn't mind that. Glowy. I like these glowy. I wouldn't mind all the pipes if I'm being brutally honest. But they take up... I suppose I could grab the pipes. I mean, there's nothing to say I can't come down here and put my tent out and then come back down, is there? I heard somebody out here. Mr. Shivery. Don't know where he is. Alright, tent bag down, let's loot. I'll be back in a second. Just noticed there is actually a chest up there, look. I mean, not a huge amount in it, but useful to know. And this is definitely not very stable. A bit like me. Try and get these. I can always come back and pick them up. I know I can't fit them in my inventory right now. But yeah, had a good old loot of the thing. Just while we're on the subject of mods, one of the mods I've been thinking about, and again, this is kind of a putting it out for people to weigh up the pros and cons, I suppose. Is I'm wondering about the X skills. One of my bugbears within Vintage Story is the lack of progression. One thing you do get with Minecraft, which you don't get with Vintage Story, I'll draw that in anyway, is you get levels. So you level up. Now, in Minecraft, those levels are probably about as basic as they could be. You know, they're just, well, they're just levels, you know, and you use them to enchant. X skills kind of implies that you get better at doing things over time, which I like as a concept. You know, most of the improvement in Vintage Story right now is quite simply I get better tools. I've got better weapons, I've got better armor, I've got better whatever. Let me mark that in red, and we'll go that way. If I get a hyena or two, we'll live with it. Whereas with X skills, it's not just that you get better tools, but you get better at the skills that you use to build and make those tools. Alright, you're gonna... Oh, that was a bit of a hitch, wasn't it? Hello? You wanna go? Huh? Yeah, don't mess with me. Oh, look at the little puppy. So, I kind of like the idea of X skills as a mod that we will have, because it allows you to develop and put skills into smithing, or do I? What's up there? Ooh, lapis. Can't really worry about any of that. I see these I never bother with. There's never much in them, and that's another thing. X skills actually gives those a value, because you get skill books in them which you can read and learn new things. I really do need to try and find a stable area, don't I? This is really not worth anything, and of course we all know what that is. Now the question is, do I want to go and do it? If I do, I think it should be probably... You going to come over? Do you want to go with me? Do you? Yeah, that didn't work. Oh, look at the little puppies. We'll leave them. We'll let them have a chance at adulthood, seeing as we've killed their parents. Not that one though. He looked at me funny. Yeah, I just like the idea of having something more than just getting better equipment. You know, I mean, getting better as an individual is probably as interesting as a concept. So I'm not taking any chances on those guys hovering around. Now we need to be around the other side if we're going to do this. I really do need to find... Oh, that's better. It's temporarily stable at the other side. Of course it is. How? Which is the... Where's the entrance? Is this mirrored round? This feel... No, I think the St. Adrian's... Again, another St. Adrian ruin. It seems to be St. Adrian Central. Oh, stop it. Oh, you're just taking the pee now, aren't you? Doesn't look like it's been looted, though. I suppose the question is, do I wait till I've got some stability or not? Because that noise gets annoying after a while. More ruin there, I think. And trader. And we've still got that to go and find out what that is. I am going to leave this for the time being, because we've done it several times, and I'd rather go and have a look at something I've not seen then do that. So yeah, I'll head over this direction. I'll be back in a second. Oh, not the greatest ruin. That's a big old... I'm not sure. I honestly don't know whether these are vanilla or better ruins. They look more vanilla to me. Better ruins does tend to be a little bit more ambitious in its layout of its ruinage. And the other thing with vanilla ruins is the loot tends towards loot vessels rather than chests. Don't even see any loot vessels in that. Let's go and see what this fella is, shall we? Luxuries. Okay, what have you got? Yeah, rubbish. Rubbish. Nothing I want. Okay, that's fine. Don't think I've got anything you want. Probably not. Okay, well that's fine. So we're here. We'll mark that as in red, just to say not worth bothering with. I would like to head up there now and go and see what that is. So again, I'll see you when we get up there. Alright, I don't think that's the greatest ruin in the world. That, I've seen both of these. We'll go and investigate it just because, but I don't think they're going to be much at the top. So you find these in the oceans intact, and this is one of the desert variety, which is like, I think the idea is that the desert is an old ocean and that's dried up, and that was once in an ocean, but now it's all overgrown. In the ocean version, hang on. In the ocean version of casual butchery, there is usually a few bits of treasure at the top, relatively low-grade treasure, if I'm honest. But you know, it's treasure nonetheless. Whereas the desert version tends to be more of a picked over ruin, I suppose would be. I suppose the idea is it's been looted by tomb robbers or whatever. I didn't bring any blocks with me. That is really bad. Either that or ow. That's what I was trying to avoid doing. I didn't want one to land on me. Another area, just while I'm talking changes to play style, because that's what we're talking about when we talk about different mods or whatever. We're talking about a change in play style. Another, what is that? Whatever it was, it managed to hit me. Okay. Right, I need to... Is, again, a contentious one, is whether you put class recipes on. At the moment on the Rusty Gears server, we do not have class recipes enabled. And what's in there? There's a Rotten King crown. Well, I'll take the gold nugget. It's better than a kick in the face, but that's about it. That would normally have a lot more in it. So yeah, not great, but not the worst either. The nice thing is we can get down from here easily. Let me get rid of my boogie board. Let me grab my hang glider. Get rid of you. Pick you up. Pick you up, and if I'm not mistaken, that is a trader. So we can head that way and see what's up there. Yeah, one of the things I think we miss on this is a which is missing that you have on a Minecraft server, and certainly something like Hermitcraft or whatever, is a sense of economy. And whilst we can all make all of the things, that sense of economy is not going to be particularly strong, because I have no need to purchase things from other people because I can make everything, so why bother? Do you mind if I just hang out here for a second? Let's have a look at the map. Ooh, hello, what are you? You're getting marked. Lovely big desert that way. I do like myself a big desert, so that's all good. I think what we'll do is we'll sleep the night, well, not here because that's a rubbish bed, but we'll put down my bed and we'll sleep a night over here, and then we'll continue up there in the morning. So yeah, I mean, I kind of wonder whether that would be beneficial. The other thing I'm going to do, and this is a personal challenge, is I am not going to play a hunter. Remind me of that when we get to closer to the changeover. But yeah, hunter out. I'm going to challenge myself to be something else. I'm not entirely sure whether we should have rifts or not. We tend to have them because we all hate them. That's one I think would probably be ooh. Hello. Die. Hang on. Shield. You die as well. Don't want any of you about the area. I probably should butcher these, you know, and process the pelts, but I just can't be bothered. Now, what are you? I didn't want to get disturbed, and you know, all those hyenas in the area. What are you? Packed dirt. Quartz in plowing. Have somebody been here? I mean, this doesn't look like somebody's been here. Weird. St. Adrian. Definitely hitting the St. Adrian vibes. I've just got no idea what this is supposed to be. It's weird. Can I? Not from there, I can't. Hang on then. Let me. I want to get a screenshot. I want this to be my thumbnail. Hang on. That's probably not what I'm looking for, is it? Let me. Can't zoom out. How do I do this? Maybe like that. I've got no idea. This is not an ideal place to do, but I'm not grabbing all the skulls because that would be silly. I've got a few. I don't really need all of those. I just don't. I'm not entirely sure what the. I mean, it's an interesting ruin, but it's just interesting. I don't see what else you might have. I suppose I could. The little bit of me, you see, just forgot that this is... Oh, that's kimberlite. Which, there's a chance of diamond bearing kimberlite down there. Don't suppose you can pick those up, can you? No, you can't. It's just strange. I don't think there's anything of any significance here. It's just a peculiar... I mean, I can take his signature block, but yeah, it's weird. Weird. I'd love to know what the thought process behind this was. Alright, well, that was a dud. Hang on. I think we'll head off in that direction, and well, I'll be back in a moment. Alright, we are coming close to the end of this episode. Didn't get as much explored as I would like, but there is just something over here that I can see, which we're going to go and have a look at and see what it is. I'm going to guess that they're hyenas and not wolves, but it doesn't really matter either way, I suppose. There you go, yeah, there was a little something there, and that's a trader there. Whether there's anything in this of any use is another question, but the little fortification, little foot with a bit of a barricade, so we'll have a look and finish off probably around about here, which that didn't work very well for you, did it, as a defensive measure? It has to be said. I'm going to assume there's nothing underneath. I might loot this, just again because these are always handy to have. And then there's a little teensy bit of a ruin there. Oh, I've just done the same thing again, haven't I? I don't think it's going to be anything significant, but we can mark it. There's a teensy bit of a ruin there. Again, probably nothing significant. This one we can mark as a ruin that's done. That could be something. Let me just mark it as a curiosity. And I think we're going to do basically another episode down here. We'll explore, just because we're down here, and you know, I've got food, I've got time, and winter's horrible. It really is vile over in now, I think, so that's quite cool. But there doesn't appear to be anything of value here other than the actual structure itself, so we'll leave it here. We'll move on next episode. I'm hoping to start getting, or trying to arrange, the desolation raid, because we don't want to do it in winter because it's too cold. You tend to end up freezing on it. I've watched somebody do it in winter. It was not an entertaining sight for them. They died to hypothermia several times, let alone the various mobs. So it makes a lot more sense to do that. Sorry, what is that? Hang on. Maybe I should have had my boogie board. I am going to do this next episode. That was, yeah. Let's not get carried away. Let's just do that next episode, and I will see you then. Thanks for watching, and bye for now.